What's happening, you QRPers and contesters? December 10th, Saturday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. We're here with the 10-meter vertical that I set up very early this morning. Decided to work the ARRL 10-meter contest. I had some time, so I said, and I figured if we're gonna do it, we're gonna go. Let's go big or go home. So I took the time to build a ground radial kit from some aluminum stock that I had at home. U-clamps, stuff like that I had in the garage, I had laying around in the attic. A last minute kind of thing, and we decided to build it. Along with building it, we said, well, let's take the old Antron 99 that we had laying around for years doing absolutely squat. And we said, we're going to put it to use. We're going to experiment. Now, I know you guys are wondering, well, 10-meter vertical, the Antron 99, it's crap, it's quarter wave. It's not really a quarter wave, it's not really a half wave. All the advertisements are false, and it's a piece of shit. But I tell you what, everyone knows if you own an Antron 99, it works rather well. For all the guys who've actually had it up in the air with the 4-element ground plane kit, that's optional for the antenna, and it actually works fairly well. It's not the most optimum antenna, most efficient, and if you look around, there are some of them have been opened up and gives you a real look through as to what's inside the base of this vertical, but it's not a half bad antenna. And I'm finding out once more that it's actually a better antenna than most people think. Although, of course, it's like anything else. It depends on how you apply it, what you do with it. Well, I decided to utilize it. I could have made my own 5/8 wave vertical radiator. Could have made it out of wire. Could have made it out of copper tubing. Could have made it all kinds of different ways. Could have made a half wave, a quarter wave, a 3/8 wave. I could have done all sorts of different things. But I said, I have it. Let me use it. Let's give it a shot. And I tell you, it's proven to be a pretty damn good performer. In fact, my first 100 or so contacts have been mostly with the vertical. Now, I have my Yagi over here, my 3-element monobander. We're going to walk over to it. And I did say earlier in the video, if I'm going to go, I might as well go big or go home. So I said, you know what? Let me set up the 3-element Yagi, the 3-element monobander. And right now we have it looking out to the west. It is on my 15-foot tripod. It's actually maybe about 12 or 13 feet actually. It is pointing west. And let's go back to the vertical here. The sun's in the eye. I can't now see it in my screen here. But anyway, as you can see, I laid out some radials. And I laid out only 8. Now, minimum, normally you want about 16 radials. I'm finding that 8 is doing a pretty damn good job with today's propagation on 10. And propagation on 10 really isn't all that great. But as you can see, the ground was soft enough so I can just basically take the very tip of the wire and just dig it into the ground. You don't need any staples or nothing. As long as the ground is soft enough. And even on this December 10th cold winter day, it's about 35 degrees, 40 degrees today. And this morning when I started setting up at about 5:36 a.m., there were stations coming in from Europe. And rather strong too. There were some South Americans and some Europeans coming in at about, what would that be, about 1000 UTC. About S8, S9, but they were scarce. They started really popping in at about 1400 UTC. That's when the band started getting really active. But I've made QRP at 5 watts, about 112 contacts by this point. I did stop to take lunch. I did stop to make a couple of provisions. Obviously, you see the dumbbell, and you see this roll of wire that I have here. It is getting very windy enough where it actually turned this damn thing over. So every now and again I lay some weights here. But anyway, as you can see, I bought some stainless steel U-bolts. I had a 1-inch wide ground strap laying around, and my aluminum stock. So I'll give you a real good look-see. Some old rusted U-bolts. All this stuff laying around. I built it within about, 3 hours time. So if you got the stuff laying around, use it. And look where I'm at. I don't have the means to set up this vertical to provide this type of performance and lay out as many radials at my home QTH. So I figured, well, let me get out. It's a beautiful day. Once again, as I always encourage all hams to do, not to sit home and inside their shack. I do like to get out. It's kind of one of my newest things that I've been doing lately, is not sitting around in a shack like a lump, like a fat bastard, and I get some exercise. Trust me, it's work. Doing this all by myself, it is work to lug all this stuff, get it out, lay it out, and set it up. So there you have it, the Antron 99 in full effect. My log shows, and I'll show you the log a little later, over 100 contacts, mostly made with the vertical, and I've switched between the Yagi and the vertical, and at this location, at this height, roughly at about 300 feet above sea level, the vertical seemed to be the better performer, and it's all it is an Antron 99. So we'll get back to a little bit more, some more vids, and hope you like it. 73.